Hey guys, how are you? So somebody asked me how long it takes me to hand build a mug, and I was like, oh, I think like 3 minutes, I think I said. And then I was thinking, and I'm like, actually, like, I don't know. Maybe it's not 3 minutes, maybe it's 10, I don't know. So let's hand build a mug and see how long it takes. I don't know. So this is a slab of Kentucky Mudworks Iceman. It's a stoneware clay. I do use a slab roller, so I'm not counting that time. I guess it would add like 1 or 2 minutes, I don't know. But you know, when you roll a slab, you roll like a bunch, you know, it's not just for one mug. Anywho, this is my form. I'm gonna cut it out. And the nice thing about hand building mugs is that when you're done with your mug, like you're done with your mug, like the handle is on, it doesn't need trimming, like it's done. It can just dry and it can be fired. There's no, like, I don't have to come back to my mugs to do anything. Now, I decorate my mugs for like 2 straight days, but that's just me. That's because of what I do. My little specialty. So I kind of pre-roll it, teach it to be round. I do use this little turntable thingy. Actually, in my own practice, I use the wheel for this because it's just so much faster. So I guess that would take off a few minutes if I was doing it the way I usually do it, but let's see, like if it was like really pure hand building, let's see how long it takes. I'm curious. All right. So I'm wrapping it around. I'm gonna overlap it. I'm going to cut it. Toss out my little parts here. Join the seam. The clay is so fresh that I actually don't need to slip and score, and that's how I like it. That's how I work with my clay. And you can see it's all like wobbly and like totally wet, but honestly, that's the least clay memory you're gonna have, so that's how I look at it. So you gotta rip the entire piece because you want like that malleability to be the same everywhere. And then just quick joining of the seam on the inside. Now if I was going to keep the seam visible, I mean, I wouldn't have to do any of this. All right, cool. So I did that. And then I do put in a coil at the bottom of my mug. So I'm super paranoid about, you know, no cracks, no leaks, nothing like that. So we'll put in a coil. As you can see, my little turntable is super handy. So punch it in. Take out any excess coil. Smear it onto the wall of the mug. And then smear it onto the bottom of the mug. And then I use my super fancy sponge on a stick. And we'll make it nice and smooth. Like that. Cool. I'm gonna do the rim. So if this was a tumbler, I would be pretty much done at this point. I mean, minus like aesthetics, you know, you can like make the belly pop out, whatever, you know. Like you can like make it all like super pretty, but basically like that would be it. For mugs, I like to be a little bit more tedious, you know. You can adjust to whatever shape, and then we gotta put a handle on this thing. Don't mind its floppiness because the clay is super wet, so it doesn't matter. I can literally fix it up right before I stick it on a shelf and it's not gonna remember. It's the beauty of working with a clay that's this wet. do, where's my scratchy? Scratch top, scratch bottom, scratch here, attach, attach, and that's it. That's the mug. Now, of course, we can like be all fancy and like work on the bottom. I don't know where my cutting thing is. So for the bottom, I don't want it just like flat. And notice how like there's no like trimming the next day, right? It's a little different with hand building. It's all done in one shot. And it's all done. Again, not for me. I do this and then I spend 2 days, you know, making sprig molds and attaching them. And that's it. I just made like a little foot. And that's the mug. So whatever time that was, you guys, you know, you tell me in the comments. I can't tell what time it was, but it was probably like 6 or 7 minutes, right? I don't know. I was probably being a little bit too braggy when I said 3, but it's not too much more. And the mug is done. Like, ta-da, you know. Goes on a shelf or decorate for 2 days, as the case may be. All right, that was pretty cool. You guys, tell me how long it was. I want to know. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.